So, I think we are online. So, welcome, Olena.
Hi,
Uh,
Daniel.
how are you doing?
Very good today. How about you?
I'm doing really great. A little bit cold, but I'm in this wonderful place in Puerto de la Cruz, Tenerife.
Yeah, I really
So,
like your background.
yeah, let's take a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. It's not a fake background. This is weird. So, um, okay, this is Daniel Shailan for Liberation Talks, and today the podcast is to talk about the value for a Scrum Master profile. Uh, how do Scrum Masters create value? Um, so, what would be your first question in front of this focus?
My first question will be um, what 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 empowered you to become a Scrum Master, or how did you get that feeling? I want to be a Scrum Master.
Well, I've been working as a Scrum Master for the last 12 years. 12 years, yeah, maybe more. My first concern was to help a team to adopt a Scrum and Agile in an authentic way, to have real agility, not fake agility. This was my main concern. But 12, honestly, 12 years after, it's still my concern. So it's still an ongoing mission, and I think it's only became stronger my purpose because I see more and more fake implementations in agility that I think there is a lot of space for improvement this way.
What do you mean by fake agility?
Well, I mean by fake agility when someone implements agility in a very superficial way, that people just changing some processes or establishing some sort of meetings on structure. And when people think that agile is just another process, and then um, they come with questions like, "Okay, tell me how to do it. Am I doing it right? Is that the way?" Um, they, People think that agile is a recipe. It's a method or process. You repeat it, you implement it, and you have it. But real agility, moreover, from the beginning, it was a cultural transformation. Even in the beginning of agile, when all those revolutionary thinkers create the agile manifest or the manifest for agile software development, they proposed a cultural shift. That was the proposal in the beginning. It's not methodological. Of course, you can improve processes and methods, but this is just the beginning. It's just the surface. And I mean, fake agility is when you remain in the surface, you make a cosmetic change. But real agility is when you make a deep change, you make a cultural transformation in your organization. That's what I mean.
Today we are talking about Scrum. Yes. So in my mind, yeah, agility is like a philosophy. Yes. So and then I think it has many faces. Also, it is just how you perceive it. But then Scrum is more like methodology. Yes, and it offers a kind of process, I would say, yes, or it offers the, let's say, best practice, but also there is a lot of space to maneuver. So it's just something you can start with, but then, yeah, it gives you a lot of place for imagination and also place for changes. What do you think about it?
Sure. So Scrum is a very lightweight framework. So Scrum don't prescribe, don't tell you what to do every Monday. So Scrum just define a framework where inside of that you can do whatever you need to do. But it provides you some basic structures, and it's okay to be that way, because if I tell you what to do on Monday, um, I'm really playing the consultant game and not really coaching you, and you are not going to be able to find out what's the best option for yourself. So you will follow in my advices, and this is not the spirit of Scrum. But I really like something you said. 1 second. You talk about creativity. You talk about imagination. I like that.
And you mentioned, yes, that when you tell someone to do something on Monday, you play a role of consultant. But if you leave it open, then it's more as a coach role. Yes, yeah. So you're more like Scrum Master in a role of coach. So I think it would be very interesting, yes, for our listeners to explore what roles can Scrum Master play in Scrum.
Yeah. Any Scrum Master can adopt many forms. Actually, there is already studies about that. Um, at least Scrum.org defines 8 instances for a Scrum Master, but I think that there is more also. Let me share one picture here. Yeah. Well, there is not only one way to be a Scrum Master. There is many ways, and as you said, the difference between consultant and coach is that the consultant provides you a solution, a process to implement, so they give you the receipt to do. But the coach is helping you to abandon your autopilot. It's helping you to step out your autopilot and start making you able to observe yourself. And through your self-awareness, you can you can connect and decide what's the best version of you. So when you have a new way of thinking, you will see that a different world, and you will see new options that were blind to you before. This is the power of real coaching.
Yeah, um, I agree with you. Yes, but don't you think that there are different teams and you need to feel when they are ready for a coach?
Well, if we talk about coaching, of course, the coach has to be chosen by the client. So, yeah, there is a point of readiness. And this point of readiness for coaching is when you have a breakdown and you say, okay, I cannot deal more with this. I need a different solution. I need a different perspective. I cannot continue like I'm doing every day, every minute. So I need a change. And this is the point where you start to need a coach.
Yeah. So you mean it should be request from a team or a, from a team member, right? So that's
Yes, I think it's not a good practice to assign a coach. But even if it's done that way, if it's management decision, then you need to invest sometimes maybe up to 6 months to create the relation with the team.
yeah, and explain also how coaching, what is coaching, yes, and how it works, and how you can benefit from it. And then I think, yeah, after that time, yeah, you see um, who has that request and simply need it, or yeah, that's something in my mind we can offer, but then it depends on team if they want it or not, or
But,
depends on team members if they think it's useful for them, beneficial, or yeah, they just like the way as it is.
yeah, I don't sell coaching, and I don't need to explain to people what coaching is. Only if they're interested or they want to know. But I don't sell coaching. I don't need to explain coaching. I need to my task as a coach is to master the coaching phenomenon and to be able to know what conditions are required for that to happen. But I really don't need to explain or to sell coaching. Um, I think this is part of my way of being, and I just do it. Of course, if we are talking about professional coaching, then yes. When we are offering professional coaching, then we need to have clear expectation with the customer what coaching means, what can be expected as outcome from the coaching process. But this is only if I'm selling professional coaching. If I'm a Scrum Master, but I'm just embodying my coaching being, I don't need to explain to the team what is coaching. Many times they know, but in that case, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah. Yeah, it's yeah. In my mind, it's like, yeah, if they ask you, yes, then yeah, you can give, yeah, you can explain or you can offer that. But sometimes you feel like, okay, they already know, yeah, so they have their own coaches, yes, and somehow that's not needed to be explained, yeah. But then you just really observe if there is request for that or no. But still, even it's not like, expectation from you as a Scrum Master, I always say to myself, you have right to ask questions. That's something, yes, beyond expectations, and that's something I want to do. Yes, it's just my risk sometimes. Yes, but in many cases I think it works. It creates um, really needed discussions, and especially when it comes to value. Yes, because sometimes people are, they are walking around and trying to talk about everything, but not about what is important and what is a value. So yeah, and then it's, if you tell them just let's talk about goal, let's talk about values, it does, I mean, from my practice, it doesn't work very well. I mean, they talk like just to talk, but they are not really involved. But if you create situation when they see there is need, then it's like it works as magic. You don't need to do anything. You just sit and observe what happens. And it's happening really fast. Yes, and just I had that situation when I was talking over and over, and I tried, yes, to bring that topic. Yeah, I think I was more like a teacher. Yes, so you go to the class and you tell like, okay, you need to do this homework. Yes, we need to know what is a goal, and yeah, and homework is not done, you remind one more time, and over and over, and then I simply felt it doesn't work. And honestly, I was like, okay, like I cannot do anything, just I did what I could, but not what I could. But then you just create the situation by questions or by your comments, and when people see why we are spending time for talking about like story points, it doesn't matter, we have so many other things to talk, and then it's just change game completely. Yes, and then I was very impressed. That was first time when I saw how it can work. Yeah.
I want to remark something you say. When you say, let's talk about values, or let's talk about value. And I think this is one of the main missions for Scrum Master. And it's one of the main reasons why, if I have a budget, why should I hire 3 4 Scrum Masters? Why should I spend money on having Scrum Masters between my teams? Uh, I know sometimes people like to have a Scrum Master because they act like a live or breathing certification. So the fact that I have a Scrum Masters make me feel more agile or that I'm doing good Scrum. And if I have the best Scrum Master or the most expensive Scrum Master in the market, then I'm the best agile in the world. What is absolutely fake. Huh? But beyond that fakeness, what's the reason to invest money, put money in having Scrum Masters? What's the value you think a Scrum Master brings to the team and to the organization?
Uh, I think the main value is really to focus on value. So because each member of team, even product owner, they are sometimes so busy with so many tasks and so many different yes activities, then simply they think that the value is in their focus, but very often it's not so. And then when you are let's say um, outside those activities, and your task is to see that that focus is lost, then I think that's very important. Because it's easier for Scrum Master to feel that this focus is lost. Sometimes team cannot feel it and cannot see it, and sometimes they can be very irritated, yes, because something is going not okay. For example, the goal of sprint is not achieved, or yes, but then they just cannot, they think they focus, just because they say like goal of sprint, yes, we revise it, but they don't really focus on that. And so I think the main value of Scrum Master is to feel when the focus is lost and we need to do something about it. Yes. And I think that's the most difficult part of being Scrum Master, because first, yeah, it's not very easy sometimes to see that we are not focused on goal. Yes. And second, it's very difficult to bring that awareness, because simply by saying we do not focus on goal, you sometimes achieve silence in the best case. In other cases, uh, you will have so many comments, yes, by people saying no. I mean, because they will feel no. I mean, I do my best. Yes, what you want from me? Yes, and you don't even know what I'm doing. Yes, so who are you to say me what I'm focused on or what I'm not? Yeah, so that focus, I think, should be brought in very ecological way. Yes, that awareness, not focus, but awareness. And that's, I think, where Scrum Master should have creativity and imagination and be brave, and should be able to take a risk, because sometimes it is a risk to offer something, yeah.
Yeah, I'm reminding a lot of experience from my side. I think this is one of the main values a Scrum Master can bring to organization. And one of the main reasons to spend money in Scrum Masters, because they are change provokers. They provoke change. They are change agents. I think the lowest value for Scrum Master is to be a meeting facilitator. And when a company requires from Scrum Master to facilitate meetings, it's because they still don't understand what's the value behind it. The value is about value. It's about helping the team to understand how to create value. It's not about being busy. It's not about occupy people with a lot of tasks and ensure that they have a lot of duties to do. Sometimes you see in the sprint planning that people are concerned, okay, we need to full all the capacity with tasks to do. So people are really busy. This is not at all the purpose of the Scrum. This is not at all the purpose of agent. So, and a good Scrum Master can bring that to the table. And I think the coaching skills for Scrum Master can materialize in the way that the Scrum Master can bring to the team the questions they are not making themselves. When you bring disrupting questions, questions that people can only remain in silence because they need to really think about the answer. And It's more about management. It's about development. It's about it's about transformation. It's about learning. At the end, when you minimalize everything to the very basics, everything Scrum and Agile is about learning. What we try to search for a team is that sprint after sprint after sprint, the team can is able to learn something from the experience. Is able to learn something from the outcomes. Is able to learn something from the experiments. It's not just managing work. And I think this is the main misconception around in the market. Um, People think on a Scrum Master like a efficiency guy. Um, I think learning is the key of everything. And then if we see the Scrum Master as a learning facilitator, then maybe we can start to understand.
Yeah, I like you're saying learning facilitator, because even organization expect you to be a facilitator. At least if you add learning facilitator, that will bring more value. So yeah, just yeah, that's also in many cases is on your risk. But I feel like for you as a Scrum Master, it gives a lot of power when you're just not a facilitator, but you're learning facilitator. And talking about facilitation, it reminded me a story when during one Scrum meeting, the product owner says like, um, I would like, I mean, I would like you to be a better facilitator. So yes. um, and yeah, first it felt a bit not good. Yes, I should admit. And I felt like, okay, yeah. But then, in time being, I was very like I felt very good about that phrase. I was like, it's okay that I'm not good enough facilitator. Yeah, and I was just like, that's not what I'm doing the best. Yes. And yeah, so I'm very thankful for that honesty and for that situation.
Yeah, I like to say that culture is what you cannot hide. So everybody can see your culture, but not you. You cannot see your own culture, but everybody around can see them. So in that case, I like to think for myself, okay, nice to meet you. And someone says something like that, was nice to meet you. Now I know what you are being, or what you are choosing to be. And then you can know what kind of observer is the other person.
Yeah, that's really yeah, it's very nice way of yeah, of perception of such situations. um I think from the very beginning, I wanted to avoid some some uncomfortable situations. But from even from, I think, my first Scrum meeting, that just happened. I couldn't really, I didn't have any control over it. So it was already at that time, I thought like the biggest mistake I did. Yes, because there was something like, how do you feel today from 1 to 10? And I put 4. And I just did it very, yes, yes. I thought, no, I mean, as a Scrum Master, whatever happened, yeah, you put 8, yes, because yeah. And then in time being, I was like, I am fine with 4. Yeah, and then it was just something I think made an impact I cannot see. Yes, because it's just not possible. But in my life, it made a huge change.
What is this huge change about?
Uh, I was like, first, uh, it's okay to make mistake, and second, my mistake doesn't define me, and sometimes from the first glance you can you know think it's mistake, but in some time you can see what was mistaken. Yes, so what was mistake, yes, so and then you have like different perception, and then it gives you more more power, and also it gives you more calmness just to do the work you do.
Yes, because mistake is a judgment. And as a judgment, it's not real. So you define what is a mistake or not. And at the end, you can redefine it.
Yeah. So do we have any other topic to discuss, or we can sum
Um,
sum up today's
so,
podcast?
so we explore what's the value that the Scrum Master creates. Um, we talk about different profiles from low value to high value. So the higher value Scrum Master is a Scrum Master coach. It's a cultural transformation change agent or learning facilitator. We explore that. And the lower value is a meeting facilitator or process expert. At the end, I really like your stories and your experience. Thanks for sharing that. And I think after this exploration, it would be more easy for many people to choose the proper appropriate Scrum Master for the environment.
Yeah, and also I want to add that yeah, there are different roles of Scrum Master we have talked about, but then the team chooses which Scrum Master they need. And so if they need a facilitator and you want to be, for example, coach, a Scrum Master, it's okay, team, and you are okay. It's just mismatch, and that's okay. They will find their Scrum Master and you will find your team. So no need to be panic or afraid of that. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right. Um, Something that comes to my mind now is that when we try to align expectations between Scrum Master and team or between Scrum Master and organization, um, those expectations are strongly dependent on the maturity level. So the Scrum.org defines 5 maturity levels, and if someone has a concern about meeting facilitations, how to be efficient, busyness, this kind of anti-patterns, we are talking about level 1, more or less, of this maturity, of Scrum maturity. And if you are a pro in Scrum Mastership, you pretty sure you will be in level 5 or 4, and then the maturity gap between you and the team and you and the organization, it will be so huge that it's more likely you are going to be fired.
Or feel not really satisfaction of your job.
Yeah, it will be a little bit boring. Yeah, that's true. And,
or even can be harmful, because when we are in place, when we have this gap, it can influence a lot.
yes. When that's the situation, I try to adapt and just play the role they want me to play. And if they wanted me to facilitate it, I just do it. And then I will wait for the time to grow up and to open new possibilities. But to manage those expectations, one traditional company is more concerned about velocity, efficiency, kind of process concepts. This is exactly the cultural shift we are there to create, from move from process paradigm and control paradigm to move to a more creative and collaboration paradigm. So many people get obsessed, for example, with having everything under control. But the real game is not the control game. The real game is a flow game. And at the end, this is a shift we are there to do. As you say in the beginning, if you are an internal employee, it's likely that you're not going to be able to do so much big difference. But if you are external, then you have a different position and you can maybe influence a little bit more.
Yeah.
And
I also found that. So when you are in a I have both experiences. Yes. So from my own experiences, so first when you're in the company, first it's very easy for you to be, trapped. Kind of, that it's not. It's not going well. Yeah, but then it has influence. So from in time being, you are asking yourself wrong questions. Yes, because I felt like I understand anyway. It influences me. Yes, and there is some harmful influence as well. And then sometimes you make you don't ask questions you want to ask, and then in some time you lose curiosity and you just it's how it is. And then but then when you're an external expert, it's up to you. I felt like it's up to me. So it's just my risk to ask questions. Yes, and there is no the company policy or something. So I am my own policy, and that gives more gives more freedom and also gives more space for questions. Still, I respect, yes, of course, I respect company policy and company culture, and you need to adapt, you need to observe for some period of time. But once when you feel the team is developing, and then you observe all those changes, then you ask those questions, and your curiosity goes like very up. I mean, that's what happened with me, and I found it really, really nice. Yes, and yeah, so something you feel that's for you as a Scrum Master. And also, I think when the team has external expert, yes, that's also very beneficial to have someone who doesn't know that well their work. Just yes, and then it's like also very interesting communication, and yeah. So that's also a value. And sometimes I'm asking simple questions because I'm curious. I don't know that field, as I know the field in my work. Yeah, and sometimes it's very amazing what discussions we have, and what topics can be behind it. So I'm like, and also I'm not afraid to ask simple questions because I know I don't know yes, what they are doing. So and all just one more comment, that I found that the most difficult to ask simple question, and very simple to ask difficult questions.
I like that. I like that. Sometimes simple questions, yes, are the most powerful. And this is exactly what a Scrum Master should do, to bring the powerful questions to the team and to leadership, to bring the coaching possibilities and thinking on the future, moreover managing the present. To have a vision, to have a perspective of value and development. So I think we have a time commitment.
Yep.
We should try to summarize. So what do you take out from today's session?
I think now I am more aware what Scrum Master I am and what Scrum Master I want to be. Yes, and yes, and also, yeah, I tell to myself, ask simple questions. What is your taking from this conversation?
Many things. We talk so much things. But first of all, to understand, I think the key point today is to understand what's the value behind the Scrum Master profile, and how a Scrum Master can create value for team and for organization. Having a clear profile of what is a real Scrum Master, I think it's a key element to understand what's the mission of the Scrum Master. It's the same that happened with the product owner. Um, these roles and profiles are defined by their mission of what they do. It's not about what you do as a Scrum Master. It's what you provoke. It's what you bring. It's what you open to to the team, to the people around everything. So I take that with me. I think I will watch the video after to check out the details on the story behind it. I think we exchange a lot of interesting stories and experience, and I hope that people find this video informative and useful, or at least we can provoke some kind of perspective change for many. So thanks, Olena, for investing this time in this tool.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you all who are watching this video. If you have any question, please do not hesitate to contact us. So ask simple questions.
That's good. So then, thanks, Olena. I wish you have a pleasant day and see you next time.
Thank you, Daniel. Have a nice day. Enjoy sun and sea.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye, people. For now.